Hi guys, it's us, Coco and Shalika. We want to say thank you for coming to our page and like and subscribe. We are going to tell you about how we first met. Well, I'm going to tell my side of the story because her side is a little off. She tried to make it like her side's just off, y'all. I promise, it's off.
How's my side off?
Because your side don't, her side don't match.
How you
her
gonna
side.
come in talking shit about what I'm gonna say?
Because your side of the story don't match my side, babe.
Okay.
Because
So.
my side of the story is the truth. Yours is a little stretched out just a little bit. You telling me it's not? Huh? Oh, it's not. Okay. So then how do we meet, Anastasia? Tell me.
No, you go first. You wanna tell your side of the story, I'm gonna let you go first.
Okay, so this first, I don't know if it was like at the time that we did first meet, if it wasn't meant for us to be together at that time or meant for us to actually be a friend.
Well, we were in other relationships. That's why we were not meant to be together when we first met.
Okay, so it was my first day at work. I had just started a new job because I had just moved to Minnesota. And so I didn't know anybody and I wasn't really feeling anybody at that time.
You were in a whole relationship, bruh. What do you mean you weren't feeling anybody at the time?
I mean, I wasn't feeling any talking to anybody, meeting anybody. It was just like blah. You know how you have them days where you just like, ugh, it's work. I just started a new job. I don't know nobody. I really don't got time for people right now. That's really how it was. So I'm in the locker room and I'm changing my clothes. And Lord behold, she just pops out of the blue looking at me with no shirt on, y'all. That's what it was. Telling me some, hi, what's your name? That's how it all started. Exactly like that. But since she's looking at me crazy, let's see what she says.
I'm not looking at you crazy. I'm just saying, we're going to go back and forth because I feel like I'm not going to let her tell the whole story and just...
I told how I think it happened in the beginning because that is what happened. She was stalking me from day one. As soon as I walked through the door, she saw me take my shirt off.
First of all,
was like,
chill, stop it. It wasn't even like that.
It was.
I'm a friendly person when I want to be, and
when you want to be.
Yeah.
When are you ever friendly?
Ask our friends, and they will tell you. When everybody first meet me, they think I'm a bitch. Just because I don't like how you explain how you didn't feel like making friends or talking to anybody.
Yeah.
I be like that sometimes, but when I want to feel like being friends and talk to people, certain people. So anyway, let me start my part. So it was September of 2014? 2015.
Yes, 2015.
And so she started working at the same hospital I was already working at for almost a year. And she comes in our department and she's not talking to anybody. She just has her headphones in at all times. And she just seemed to just didn't want to be bothered with anybody. But since it was the first day I saw her, it was in the locker room where you change your scrubs. So it's not like
y'all.
Because you were changing. It's not like I was staring at you like a perv.
Didn't say you were staring.
Because you made it like I'm a perv. Like I waited until you got naked, like you didn't have a shirt on. First of all, can I finish my part?
Yeah, finish your part.
Thank you. So, anyways, yeah, I said hi. How are you? And she said hi back. I introduced myself, told her my name. She told me her name, even though in that moment none of us remembered each other's names because after that moment of us saying hi, introducing ourselves, and we had to go to work, never spoke to the girl again. She never spoke to me again. I wanted to speak to her, but she would always have her headphones. She would always you know how you can tell somebody doesn't want to be bothered? So, and I can take a hint. So, she would only talk to this one girl. So I never said anything to her. I remember asking people what was her name because she always sat by herself and nobody would even remember her name. They would always be like, she's something, because she never spoke to anybody. So people are not going to remember your name.
That's true. I didn't speak to anybody. I really didn't speak to anybody. I honestly really didn't feel like being bothered at the time. It was me going through some personal stuff that led to me not wanting to be bothered by anything and anybody. So I did. I came off really rude, and your stepfather even told us that I came off really rude. But I didn't
he
really
worked
mean
in the
to.
same hospital as us, and he's a friendly guy. He talks to a lot of people. Like, he'll talk to everybody in the hallway just saying hi. And couldn't even say hi to her because she came off rude to him. And yeah, so anyway.
But it was a couple months later that
it was October, November, December.
January.
About 3-4 months later.
Okay, it was 4 months later because I started my new position January 14th of 2016. So, and
no, we should tell my part first because in October, the reason why we never spoke again is because I moved from that department. I went to a different department where we would never really cross paths. And so this was October. So then, I went in October, November, December. January is when she moved to the same department as me.
Yeah.
Again, coming in as a new person, didn't know anybody.
It was fate. Like, they put me and her in the same department again so I could run into my future wife. That's how it happened.
So then, it was one of the days where it was beginning of my shift. And I about to go downstairs because that's where the ORs were, from the break room. And I see this little short lady talking about hey, how are you? How you been? And I'm looking like, first I couldn't place her at first. And then, I didn't speak to you but one time. So, and then I was like, and then I remembered her and I was like, oh, hey, how are you? And we didn't even say our names again at that point. We were just like, hi, because I was like on my way to work. Like, I wasn't trying to stop to have a conversation. So it was mostly just a hi.
Yeah, it was. It was mostly a hi for a couple weeks, actually. We always saw each other in passing until one time we was in not the locker room. We was in the break room, and I went and I sat down beside her and just started having a conversation. And then
we ended up having like mutual friends too, like just because at work, work friends, where you're talking to the same people, so then you end up in the same group.
And even the whole time we talking, y'all, I never knew her name until my friend Tony. I was like, you know what? I talk to this girl a lot, and I'm really starting to like her, but I don't even know her name. He was like, oh, you talk about Coco? I was like, oh, that's her name. Her name is Coco. He said, yeah, that's what we know her as. I'm like, oh, her mama named her Coco.
People knew me as Anastasia,
they knew
but
her
he
as
used
Coco.
To call me Coco.
Exactly. So he told me it was Coco. So I'm like, okay. So next time I speak to her, I'm like, hey, Coco. She looking like, who this girl talking to? So
First
I'm
of all, only people I know call me that. I don't know you.
So I'm like, maybe.
First of all, I wasn't rude. Don't act like
I didn't say you was rude. I'm just saying, maybe you gave me the wrong name. So I was like, well, Tony told me your name was Coco. She was like, no, it's Anastasia. And I was like, oh, okay, you got a beautiful name. And then, it went from there. Every day she was talking to me. She was waiting for me. Okay, it was me. It was me, y'all. I was stalking. I was waiting for her at lunch.
Because she used to work morning shift and I would work the afternoon shift. So I would come in half an hour early for my shift. And she would sit there and wait for me in the break room.
But she was coming half an hour early because
you have to go all the way upstairs. You have to go change in the locker room, change you to your scrubs, and then you want to sit for a few minutes before you have to rush to go clock in.
So you want to tell me you did not want to sit?
At first, no. Even before I started talking to you, I'm just trying to explain that. Even before I started talking to you, I used to go in early. But then we became friends, and we used to talk before our shifts, and we became friends, and it was cool until that one time I didn't go to work while I was late, and she gonna text me talking about something. Where were you? I missed you. I didn't get to talk to you. And I was like, skirt. Wait a minute. What? Like, just the way she said it, I was just like, oh, it's like that. But
it was like that.
We had, I didn't really take that. I didn't do anything with that information because we just continued to be friends. And I had already started liking her at the time, but I couldn't do anything. Like I said, we were both in relationships.
Technically.
You were on your way out. No, listen.
Okay.
Don't do that. You were in a relationship. Y'all were living together.
Yeah.
We even had a double date with our significant others before we got together. So don't say you weren't in a relationship. We were.
It was weird.
Both in relationships. And had that little double date that was awkward as hell. But then after hanging out for a while, we did not disrespect our exes.
No.
After hanging out for a while, well, already me from like, I want to say from like December, even before she came into my department and we started talking, I was already having issues in my relationship. She was having issues in her relationship.
Yeah.
Mine wasn't so hard because we weren't living together and we didn't really share stuff or anything like that. You were living with your ex. So me, it was quick, like, oh, we had to break up. I felt like shit about it, but we had to break up. Just because I was on my way out anyway.
No, she didn't break up with her for me. But if I was to tell the story, she broke up for me because she could not resist me.
That's how you feel?
That's how I feel. She couldn't resist me. But no, I was on the way out. Like,
you broke up with your ex, but she was stuck living with her ex because you know how it is when you have a lease, when you have stuff you share and all that stuff. So you were stuck living there. I was living on my own. I had my own place. Then we waited a few weeks after that, and then we started dating in March.
March 1st,
2016. March 1st.
Yep.
Then after that, we pretty much dated. No, we pretty much dated for 2 months.
Yeah, we did.
And she was still living with her ex, and I just felt like I was sneaking behind somebody's back because even if they're broken up, it's still weird, you know?
Yeah, we have been broken up for a while. We was like, when I first met her.
They're in limbo, pretty much.
Yeah, when I first met her back in September of 2015, me and my ex was on the rocks. But the thing is, it was getting worse by the day. So Anastasia was just like, I feel like I'm sneaking around with you. And
I hated it because, okay, so we have a son, and that's her biological son. And so because he lived there, she would have to like get up at 5 a.m. from my house and go over there to make sure he's ready and take him to school. And I felt like she was sneaking in and out of my house because she would have to make sure he got home. He was good because she didn't want to leave the ex obviously responsible for her son. And so she would have to leave there at night, come sleep at my house, and then go back at 5 a.m. to get him ready and then go to work. So it was like so weird. I felt like I was the other woman. So I was like, we're not doing this shit. You need to move in. So we moved in together at my place in May.
Yep, May. It was May 2016. We moved in together.
And then I met her family in June, and that's a whole other story.
For another day.
That's for another day because, boy.
But yeah, we moved in together.
She tried me. It ain't nothing to do with her family. She tried me. That's all I'm going to say about that. So then.
I tried you?
You did. You tried me.
Okay, for another day though.
Yeah.
All right.
Actually, we should go back to March 1st.
What about March?
I'm wondering if we should save this story for the first time we had sex.
Yeah, we should say that story.
Right?
Yeah.
So should we not finish that part?
Nah, we should not finish that part.
So, I guess, do you want me to edit all that part?
To be continued.
So then we moved in together in May. And then after that, we had to go get her stuff from her ex's place because she left the place to her and all the stuff, the couches and all that stuff, she left it with her ex. And all we got, it was like her TVs, your TVs, right?
Yeah, all we took was my TVs, my clothes, and a Monty stuff.
Because we had to and just clothes, because we had to buy our son like a new bed and all that stuff. But anyway, so yeah. Moved in together.
In her apartment, but we were only there for 2 months.
We were only there for 2 months because I was living in a 1-bedroom at the time.
Yeah.
So our son was stuck on the couch. And then we had the bedroom. And we only had to stay there for, actually not even 2 months. Because I think it was like June, middle of June. So we only stayed for like a month and a half.
Yeah.
And then we moved to a new place with 2 bedrooms and stuff. And then fast forward to 2016, 17, 18, 19... 4 years, right? About to be 5 years.
4 years later, about to be 5
Here
years.
we are. That was in Minnesota, by the way, but now we live in Texas. And we like
are
it.
married now.
Of course we're married. They know we're married.
I know.
But, yeah. I mean, we like it in Texas, but we'll be moving soon because we don't like to be tied down in one place. And there's not a lot wrong with Texas, but we just want to move somewhere else.
Yeah.
But anyway, with that, thanks so much for watching. Thanks for always tuning back to catch up on what's going on with us. We appreciate each and every one of you guys. And again, please subscribe to our channel, like this video, and comment down below. Come back next time for another video.
Especially if you want to find out how Anastasia proposed to me, y'all. But catch you next time. Have a good day.